and sacrifices, like they sacrifice animals for the awliya and the righteous, and for the trees and for the stones, and also they seek rescue by way of them, and they direct a variety of types of worship towards them. And so then, when someone shows rejection against them, they say that we've only presented this to them, we've only directed these affairs to them, because we want their shafa'ah and nothing else. And with respect to this action, Allah clarified that this action here is in fact shirk, and that this is worshipping other than Allah. And so therefore Allah said, وَيَعْبُدُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنْفَعُهُمْ وَيَقُولُونَ هَؤُلَاءِ شُفَعَاؤُنَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. That they worship besides Allah that which can neither harm them nor bring them any benefit, and then they say, these are our intercessors with Allah. So they say and they admit that we know that they are created beings, and we know that they don't control anything of the affairs, but we've only done this for the reason that we want them to intercede on our behalf with Allah, because they have a status and a position with Allah. And in another verse Allah says, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّخَذُوا مِن دُونِهِ أَوْلِيَاءَ, meaning those who take those besides Him as protectors, meaning those whom they worship besides Allah. ما نعبدهم إلا ليقربونا إلى الله زلفى إن الله يحكم بينهم فيما هم فيه يختلفون إن الله لا يهدي من هو كاذب كفار. That we do not worship them. So even they themselves admit and know that they are worshipping these things besides Allah. So they acknowledge that. Except that they may bring us closer to Allah, and verily Allah will indeed judge between them in that in which they differed amongst themselves, and verily Allah does not guide the one who is a liar and who is ungrate or ungrateful person. So Allah in this ayah, when you look at this verse, a number of things. First of all, they acknowledge that what they are doing is worshipping. Secondly, they explain the reason why they're doing this is because they want to be near to Allah. And thirdly, Allah described this as a lie, because at the end He said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي مَنْ هُوَ كَاذِبٌ كَفَّارٌ. So Allah doesn't guide the one who is a liar and an ungrate. So Allah described this action of theirs, He labeled it as a lie, a kadhib, this is a lie. And He also described it as kufr. And these excuses that they make will not benefit them. And the reason why they've actually made these excuses, the reason why they've justified their action in this manner, where they say that these have a position with Allah and want to seek the intercession, is because in essence they have analogized between the Creator with the kings of the world. They made a false analogy between Allah and the kings of this world. So just like we know that from the habits of the people is, with respect to the kings of the world, is that the kings have like mediators and intermediaries between themselves and between their subjects, and these intermediaries, or if you like ministers, they are there to bring the affairs of the people to them and to speak for the needs of the people. So when this is the case regarding the kings of this world, then these people, these mushrikun, have analogized between these kings and how it is with them, and between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So basically they've compared Allah to His creation, and they've analogized Allah with His creation. So they took therefore intercessors with Allah, just like they do with the kings of this world. And this is batil, this is false, because we know that to equate or to liken the Creator with the created, then this is not correct. And the Shaykh explains that the kings of the world, or if you like the leaders of the people in this world, the reason why they accept the shafa'ah is because they are in a need of that. They basically are in a need of that. And the reason is because the kings of this world, in order for them to operate, they need the likes of these ministers, they need these advisors who help them, who basically help the king in the affairs of his dominion, meaning ruling over his flock and his people. And if he wasn't to accept their advice and their intercession and their mediation, then they would have actually fled from him, like his ministers and his consultants and advisors and whatever. They would have fled from him, and they wouldn't really have aided him or supported him. And in reality, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not, is not like this at all. He's not in need of his creation. He's not in need of his creation. He's not in need of people from his creation to support him and to aid him and to consult with him and so on and so forth. This is unlike the kings of this world and the rulers of this world, who are in fact in need of that type of affair. They are in need of ministers. They are in need of consultants and advisors for a variety of different reasons. That's the first thing. Second thing is that likewise the kings of the world don't actually know the specific circumstances of all of their people, of their flock. They are in need of, again, ministers and bodies and consultants and advisors and whatever to help them to realize the needs of the people and likewise the condition of the people that they are in. So when these people come to him, like the intermediaries and the intercessors and so on and so forth, then they inform these kings what they didn't used to know previously about their people whom they are ruling over. And likewise, Allah is this is totally different as it relates to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah knows every single thing. Nothing is hidden from him, from the condition of his servants. He knows those who are in need, he knows those who are ill, he knows those who are destitute and in need, he knows the people of want, he knows all of that. He knows it without anyone having to inform him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So therefore, this is the second angle to show that it's not possible to analogize between Allah and his creation. Allah can't be compared, and Allah can't be ascribed with the deficiencies that are found within his creation. A third angle as well is that the kings of the world and the leaders, even if they were to know the situation of the people, then they still wouldn't incline towards them and incline towards fulfilling their needs. Obviously, in the majority of cases, this is so with the majority of the kings. And however, it's only when these people come, these intermediaries, these mediators, these interceders, intercessors, and they come and they speak to the kings and they try to affect them, then it's only then that they accept this intercession and they decide to do something, right? As it relates to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah the Mighty Majestic, then no one can come and influence or affect him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he desires mercy for his servants. He's the one who desires mercy for his servants. He's the one who desires forgiveness for his servants. He's the one who desires fulfilling the needs of the people and giving to them and sustaining them. He is someone who actually desires and wants that, subhanahu wa ta'ala, without anyone actually influencing or affecting him on that. And this is a third angle from which Allah is different to the creation. So from all of these angles we can see that Allah cannot be compared or analogized with his creation. And so this analogy that is made by these mushrikun itself is batil from these angles. It's false. It's false. And so therefore the shirk is batil and false. So the Shaykh, after this, he then summarizes, he says that therefore there is a difference between the creator and the creation. There's a difference between the creator and the creation from all of these angles. From the angle firstly of that Allah is not in need of the aid or the help of any interceder. Allah doesn't need that. Allah doesn't operate in that way. Allah doesn't need Allah doesn't need the likes of these things which are needed by the kings to have these people around them and to help them. Allah does not need of that. Secondly, that Allah, from the angle that Allah is all-knowing, He's not in need of anyone to come and tell him what the situation of his creation is, and their need, the fact that they are in need or in want or whatever. Allah is not in need of that at all. And thirdly, from the angle that Allah desires and wants goodness for His servants and mercy for His servants and to fulfill their needs. When they call upon Him and ask from Him in truthfulness and with sincerity, when they seek, when they recourse to Him with sincerity, then Allah will fulfill their needs without there being anyone else to come and act as a mediator. So all of this shows clearly that there is a difference between the creator and the created, and so the mushrikun therefore have made a serious error. They've made an error here in that they have equated